Hello, teachers and fellow educators. Your pension is powerful, but for many, it's not going to cover 100% of your retirement needs. So today, we'll uncover how to find your pension gap and start closing it now so you can retire with clarity and confidence. Teachers, you give so much every day. You're shaping lives and you're inspiring the future. But when it comes to your retirement, the path forward can feel uncertain. If you're an educator juggling demands of busy schedules and financial stress, you are not alone. Many teachers worry about outliving their savings, or managing their pension, or ensuring long-term care without burdening their family. With pensions often alone falling short, many educators struggle to bridge the gap between what they need and what they have for a secure retirement. That's where Educators Financial Foresight Weekly comes in. Each week, I'll guide you through clear, actionable steps to understand your pension and spot hidden gaps, build retirement income strategy tailored to your needs, protect your savings from inflation and unexpected costs, and plan for long-term care and estate needs without burdening your loved ones. Your career has been about making a difference. Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on YouTube and LinkedIn. Let's build a retirement as rewarding as your career. Welcome to this week's episode of Educators Financial Foresight Weekly, your step-by-step guide to financial peace of mind. I'm your host, Debbie Major, former teacher, now financial planner, and I help educators just like you retire with peace of mind. If you missed last week's episode on optimizing your retirement income plan, the replay is ready on my YouTube page. Please feel free to go, like, subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Today's topic, your pension gap. The pension gap is the space between what your pension is going to pay you and what you actually need to live the life you've worked so hard. Here's the truth. Many educators assume that their pension is going to be enough, but reality often looks different. Reduced payouts for early retirement, no cost of living adjustments to keep up with inflation, or very few. A pension formula that replaces only a percentage, not all, of your pre-retirement income. It's like expecting a full paycheck and realizing on day one of retirement that you've got a big chunk missing. All right, so here is your 3-step action plan to find and fill that pension gap. The first one, of course, is going to be calculate your projected pension income. You can get it either on your annual statement. You can log into your pension website on your pensions, on your state pensions website, and it'll give you an idea of what you can expect to get at the various ages. It also, if you don't want to take time to do that, or you can't remember your password, or whatever reason you've got, you can figure out it by calculation because everything is a math problem. And your math problem, depending on where you live, what state, is going to be the number of years that you served, what your final average salary is, which would be like your top 3 to 5 years, and whatever retirement multiplier they have. And that means 1.75 to 2.2. For example, in Ohio, it's number of years times the 2.2% times the top 5 years of your salary. Right after you've done that calculation, number 2, compare it to your desired monthly retirement budget. Think about, what you need, what you want, and what the retirement dreams are you have that are spread out that you're going to want to do probably the first 5 years for sure, because that's when usually we do most of our traveling and spend most of our extra money in times like that, and we're busy because we're happily retired. So think about those things. Compare it to what you got to do. Or, the easiest thing, if you don't want to think about all of those things, is take what your take-home pay is now and say, how much do I have left at the end of the month? And then look at what is my take-home pay going to be then? And is there going to be anything left? And start there. a great place to start. And then 3, once you realize that there is a pension gap, there are ways to fill it, and that's what you want to start doing. You want to add or start a 403B, or you could do a Roth IRA. You can create part-time, or side income streams of things you want to do if you just want to boost your income to pay off bills or debts that you might want to just get out of the way. You could think about doing that hybrid retirement plan. I talked a little bit about that last week, where you retire from your full-time job, but you do something part-time, either that you enjoy, or it's like a consulting, or just something that you want to do to bring in a little bit extra income to help that transition from full-time checks to retirement checks happens. Because it's not just about numbers. It's about creating a retirement lifestyle that you love. I believe that every educator should know their pension replacement percentage by the time you're at least 10 years from retirement. Even earlier is great, but when you really know that I think I'm going to start pulling the plug in 10 minutes, I need to look where my money's at and what I'm going to be getting. When you see the number, you can take control. Now, do I mean wait until you're 10 years from retirement to really start bulking up your savings? No, and I've talked about that before, because time is the biggest thing on your side if you're a newer teacher or newer to the education world. And you want those years to build up, and that's you can't ever beat the years in time when we're talking about compound interest. But when you're within 10 years, you have a chance to say, okay, well, is what I'm saving enough to be able to meet that pension gap? And if it isn't, what can I do so that my pension gap is full by the time I retire? All right, so this part of the show is Rookie's Quote of the Week. And I think we had Franklin Roosevelt last week, so we've got him again this week. And he said, I think we had Benjamin Franklin last week, so I stand corrected. But today our quote comes from Franklin D. Roosevelt, and he said, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today." I love this quote because it's a reminder that the biggest obstacle to your future isn't your bank account, it's hesitation. In retirement, doubt can sound like, well, what if I make the wrong money move? Or what if I run out of money? Or what if it's too late to start? And here's the truth. Clarity comes from action. The moment you replace doubt with a clear plan, when you decide how you'll use your pension, when you're going to take Social Security, how you're going to protect against inflation, you're building the tomorrow that you want, not that you're just dreaming about. All right, so to wrap up today, your pension is a great foundation, and that is exactly what it is, your foundation. But your real security is going to come from you knowing and closing that gap between your pension and what you need. If you'd like a pension and review appointment to go over what your retirement picture will look like, I invite you to schedule a complimentary pension review appointment. It's on my calendar link, and my calendar link is in the comments. You can also find it at the website teachersroadmap.com. As always, thanks so much for joining us this week, and I hope to see you again next week on another edition of Educators Financial Foresight Weekly. See you then.